Hello all, and I have returned with some more 2 Point Campus. So in the last video, I was struggling a bit with Pebberly Ruins. I was trying to get a bunch of classes up to the A plus ranking, and it was just taking a really long time. So I finished by year 12. I finished year 12, and then by then is when I got the 13th or the third star there, and 30 students as had A plus classes. So there's a few things that could have been the cause of the problem. So I'm just going to quickly load up the level and show what was finished. Try and make it pretty quick because it feels like I spent an awful lot of time here. But one of the issues I think was overlapping, so I'll quickly cover that a little bit in this video and just show the final layout of the building that went from 12 A plus students up to 30 relatively quickly in the last year. Because by year 11, when that one finished, I was still at 16. And then in year 12, I went from 16 up to 30. I think that's the way it went anyway. So, if you look here, you can see that there's quite a few of the exclamation points. And quite often I see quite a few up here as well. In the dig site, the doors, all kinds of things. So I'm just guessing here, but I think one of the problems was that this around here was one plot, and this around here was another. This here around up to where this door is was another plot, and this one up here was another plot. This one actually could have been 2 or 3 because this seems like a really big area. I think this might have been 3 plots. But I believe the problem is that when you start making buildings and plots that overlap where the marker or the divide is, then I think that might cause issues because it's like no matter what I change around here, every time I try to put any item down, it gives the error. The door constantly gives an error, so I think the issue might be just overlapping. Again, not completely sure, but I finally did hit the 3 stars, so Pebberly Ruins is done. I might eventually replay this level because, I mean, taking 12 years to finish was just not a very good gameplay style. So maybe I learned something, maybe not. Maybe it was just I didn't do very well on this level, I'm not completely sure. But the important thing is that this level is finished. And when I finished year 12, all of a sudden it was requiring 2 more dig sites. So it looks like I pretty much need to redo a lot here anyway, so I'm assuming that if I do want to play this level anymore, I just might remake it and start from scratch because when I had this campus I was doing good, this campus was doing pretty good, and then I extended out to here, and then after this campus, that's when I started seeing the glitching and everything slowing down, so that's where I assumed that the error was. Anyway, done, and it's time to move on to the next one, so let's exit to the map. Save and quits, even though we haven't really done anything, but I had a lot of Janders, did a lot of training, and I still wasn't coming out with the A plus classes. It was taking so long until I did a little bit of rearranging, but even then I still wasn't too happy with it. Anyway, up to Upper Etching. So this is going to be the new start, and let's see if this one goes a lot better than Pebberly Ruins. But let's see, turn plain old students into charismatic, money-making stars for Bugle Records. Let's do that. 250 to start, and right now is when we begin. Okay, so it looks pretty nice so far. Nice little flyover. We got some storefronts, and we'll see what the opening area starts with. I think we might start with 2 little campuses here. That's a good amount of room, and it looks like we have a student union that looks messy, but it has a stage, and the stage is 18,000, so if we start with that, excellent, we're saving a bit of money right off the bats. Let's see what our prerequisites are. Welcome to Upper Etching, the City Arts District, where broke students and swanky executives coexist with no hint of irony. The campus was founded by well-meaning arty types who didn't believe in charging their students. However, music industry giants, Bugle Records, are always eager to pay for the next big thing. If we're going to make it in show business, we need to produce as much talent as possible. So, we start with music and counterculture studies. And student intake is 20, so we're probably going to adjust that a bit for the first year. So our main guide here is Jasmine Odyssey. Hi there, I'm Jasmine Odyssey. You may have seen me, well, everywhere. I'm the pop star that everyone knows and nobody hates, weirdly. I'm contractually obligated to do one big favor for Bugle Records every few years. Why did I sign that? And they asked me to help with your campus. Luckily for you, if I wasn't a countrywide multimedia icon, I'd be a really good campus administrator. Oh, and we got a bookworm. We're not going to make beautiful music in such a horrible, sticky environment. It's never been done before. Some fans probably got in and left a mess. They can get a bit enthusiastic. You've got that to look forward to. Anyway, I'll go find us some croissants while you tidy up a bit. Alright, so hire a janitor and get a level 6 student union. So I think we can do that pretty easily. Let's pick that up, and doesn't sell for anything, or 10. So sell. I don't think we're really getting any money from any of these, but just doing this little bit will help the janitors out when I do hire one. Yeah, the easier the job is for the janitors, the better. So we don't really need to get rid of the benches so much. I like benches because they help the student relationships develop. So we'll just pick some of those up. But let's hire a janitor quickly and get them working. We will go with the maintenance one first, iron bladder, so that's a good one to go with. And let's just pick up the benches and put them in a neat little spot. Let's put the janitor in here for now. So get him working on our student union. And then while he's doing that, we're just going to tidy this area up a little bit. So yeah, if you pick it up and you just hit delete, that saves a little bit of time. The janitor's working on that. Let's put the stage right there. I don't really like the door in a place like that. I think I want it in the corner here. So let's move these benches a little bit out of the way. And let's put the door right here for something a little bit different. And then put some benches back. So we have green, red, green, red, green, red. Alright, so that takes care of that. Now I want the bar. I think over here is a good spot for the bar. We need some tables, so let's put a table here, and let's put another one here. So we need to get the student union up to level 6. That's actually a really easy mark to hit, and just doing very basic work can easily get you there. So let's put a window very close to the door, and a window so they can see the stage, and look how easy that one was. So we don't want to go too overboard with things when we're starting because money might be a bit of an issue, but talent is everywhere. You just have to know where to look. This reminds me of that time when I lost the demo tape of Fish Whisperers in that ravine. At first it seemed impossible to find, but once I did, I could afford all those houses. Anyway, every time one of our students levels up, Bugle Records will send us a bonus. Okay, well that's going to give us a lot of money. No charge. This campus doesn't believe in charging its students. We won't receive tuition fees, rent, or an XP bonus. So this is going to be a different level to go with then. Bugle Records wants us to develop as much talent as possible. They'll pay us a fee whenever a student levels up. Cram your student with XP to maximize their potential and receive as much money as you can from Bugle Records. Okay, so money is made very differently in this level. So we need a gym, lecture theater, recording studio, counterculture studies teacher, and musicality teacher. So let us start with some of the basics. So we're going to want an entrance to get across the gap here. without having to take a long roundabout way, because
Frequently asked questions. No, you can't have an extension.
okay, so you can sell this stuff, but it's not worth anything. Anyway, just delete that. Yeah, a lot of it's going to be garbage. But the rocks are somehow worth a lot, and the bricks are worth nothing. Doesn't make a lot of sense in hindsight. So we have one plot here. It looks like both of the campuses extend quite a bit out. And then we have another block here. And okay, so plots are not going to be too much of an issue. I see plenty of room to work with. It's just a matter of making sure everything stays nice and organized. And then the level should be pretty easy. So the first thing we really need is a dorm, because the students aren't going to sleep on the floor. And we actually, like I said, I want a door. So rather than have the door there, I'm going to put the doors... Oops. I'm going to put the doors over here so that they can easily get from one building to the next. And who knows, I may eventually add some more here, but right now we don't really need the doors in such a weird location. So we want a little bit of a gap there. And let's put in the dorm first. So dormitory. Now we always want to leave a little spot kind of carved out so that the showers can fit in, but we also want to make sure that we have a good amount of room to work with for the dorm, so if we have to have more beds, we can. So we're going to take in, by the looks of it, 8 students at the beginning, so let's drop that down to 8 for each one, and then we can always make the adjustments later. But rule of 8, so you always want to go with 8 students. And let's see, let's put in the dormitory. Let's put the dormitory so it's a little bit away from the door. We'll start with an 8, and let's make it an 8 by 5, but then make it sort of an L shape. So I don't need a big shower. At most, a 3 by 3 is more than enough. So we're going to stick with that for the dormitory. And we're going to put one door here and one door up here so that they can easily access the shower from here, but they can also get to the classes. Now, of course, we want one of the jump beds, and I like putting the jump bed sort of in the center. So we're going to put the jump bed there. Now, what I was doing before, it's not really necessary, was kind of just putting guides around the jump bed to make it look like it's more isolated. But like I said, it's not really necessary. And we're taking in 16 students, so we're going to need at least 4 beds. So let's go and start with 4. Alright, and that should be good enough for that. We also want at least a couple desks. So the beds are pretty far in. That's actually not a good thing to have them that far in, because you want to make sure that the students get in and out. So let's actually make it a little bit of an adjustment. So put the beds here. And let's put 2 more here. So this way they don't have to go too far into the room. And they don't really need the jump bed a lot in the beginning anyway. So now we just need a couple wardrobes. We're going to have 16 students coming in, so let's line them up with the middle of the squares here. And I can always put something in between if I need to, like a garbage bin or something else. But like I said, I'm not going to go too overboard with this one. No, not the hand sanitizer. The hand sanitizer I do prefer by the doors. So let's put 2 hand sanitizers in there. The garbage, excellent. The garbage bin does fit. And I'm going to put 1 in there and 1 by the desk. So I think that's good enough for the dormitory to start. And let's go with a quick little shower room. So a 3 by 3 is more than enough. And you can easily fit enough showers in there. So if we get 3 showers in, and I really think that if you have sinks in, you don't really need the hand sanitizer. So I don't know why I was always putting that in. The sink seems to be a much better option, and the hand dryer does not seem to add anything to it. So let's go with 3 sinks, 4 showers, and as far as I know, we don't have to worry about the temperature. No, it looks good. Okay, so temperature is not a concern for this level. And can we fit in a garbage bin? Yes, no, we can't. So there's no room for a garbage bin, so let's put one on the outside. That way at least it stays somewhat clean. Alright, so there's our very basic dorm set up. And holds 25 students. We're not going to have nearly that many. But we do need a gym, lecture theater, and recording studio. So let's get some of that done now. We'll start with the gym. Now the gym doesn't always have to be very big. You can really go with just the very basic gym, because if you want to put multiple ones around, you can. Or you can just kind of go with one big one. I think we're going to go with maybe a... Okay, that's enough room in there. So let's make it... We're going to make it a 4x6. So we'll just cut that out. And let's put the door in the middle there. So the basics that you need are either the basketball hoop, or you can, instead of a basketball hoop, you could put in a climbing wall, which would increase learning power by 3%. So it's really it's up to your preference. I prefer putting in the climbing wall because, I mean, 3% isn't much, but it does make a difference over time. So we have our gym. We can always improve on that later. And now we need the recording studio and the lecture theater. So recording studio requires a 4x4. Now I don't really want to kind of block off the hallway too much. So I'm going to go and make it a 4x5. And I'm going to put the door right there. So this is the first time I've made the recording studio. I'm going to put... It doesn't quite line up with the wall, so you can either center it or put it a little off skew. I think I'll put that one a little bit off. So you either need a musical black... I guess that is the musical blackboard. It just looks kind of weird. Musical blackboard. And the door looks like a keyboard. So we also need the punch and kick drum. Full body workouts. So I guess this is going to keep our students pretty healthy. And let's put that so it's lined with the center of the room. So that's all we need for the hall there. Now we just need a lecture theater to start, and then we also need to put in some bathrooms. So if we make this another 4x5, then we can put the lecture thing right there, the lectern, and put in, I think just one door is all that's really necessary. You can add stuff in. I've actually stopped really caring about the auto cue, because I find it's really clunky to put around. The speakers are the same price and they only offer 3%, but in the same amount of space you could fit a bunch of these in. So I know I just spent $8,000 on that. It's a pretty big investment, but sometimes it's worth it. So let's put in a garbage bin and let's call that done. Now we just need the teacher and the counterculture studies teacher and the musicality teacher. We also want a janitor and we want some bathrooms because we have no bathrooms in this place yet. So let's put in one bathroom here. Let's make it a 3x4, and then we'll put the door here so it's a bit more accessible for everybody. And we're going to start with just 2 of the gold toilets because we're also going to put another bathroom in the dormitory area and 2 sinks. So we're going to call that bathroom done, and we're just going to do a quick copy because the bathroom you don't have to go too overboard with, but you do need one that's closer. So let's have it so that there's 2 squares in, so it's lined up with the shower, and let's sort of align it with the door so they have 3 squares to work with there. Alright, so we have 2 bathrooms now. Now we just need the teacher, and we also need a staff room, because if we don't have a staff room, the teachers just get grouchy. And I think the library I'm going to put in the student area. So staff room is right here, and let's make the staff room a little bit different of a size. So let's make it a 4x5. Okay, so it's the same size as the other rooms, but this way if I need to expand on it a bit, I can do that pretty easily. Let's put in a couch, and I kind of like putting the armchairs on either side. But again, we want to keep this pretty basic because money if we're not getting it from tuition, that means that if the students aren't performing well, then we are kind of out of luck. So we just have to make sure that we have enough sort of saved up. If there's any problem, level up 150 students, complete 3 open mic, train 1 staff in level 5 to level 5 in musicality, and campus level 15. So 1 star is not a big task. It's just I'm going to be finishing that by probably year 2 or 3. The training room is going to be the more expensive item, but this looks like a pretty decent setup for the first area. And again, I have room that I can make adjustments if I need to. I can always move the bathroom down and make the music room a bit bigger if I have to. But I have the student union, and so I'm going to need an assistant for that. I'm going to need a janitor to do the upgrade because, I mean, if leveling up is the important part, then you definitely want a janitor that can upgrade. So it's not a really good janitor, but we're going to hire him anyway. Campus is already level 4, so we're going to spend the 15,000 to upgrade the lectern, and then 30,000 when we have to upgrade it again. And now we're going to get an assistant and 2 teachers. So, okay, I have 2 janitors? Oh, because the one I hired before, what stats did they have? I've already forgotten. So it was a maintenance one, so we now have a maintenance and mechanics. Alright, so they can also train for security eventually, but it's not a pressing concern. And we don't have a library, but we are probably going to want somebody that's a medic. So do we have any good medics? Nope. The librarian is good, so let's get the librarian first, and let's just delete these 3 that are applicants, and hope for better roles soon. Alright, now we just need the teachers. So a musicality teacher, iron bladder and rapid, that's a good one, and squeaky clean and bottomless pit. So let's go with Candida Hogsback. So we're going to put you into the musicality room. We needed that, and we needed, what was the other one? Counterculture studies. So squeaky clean and good at research. I think we might need research for this, so it doesn't hurt to have a person that can do research. Alright, so we can upgrade one of the courses. Is there any requirements? No, so 1 second. Bless me. Okay, so we can upgrade one of the courses. I think we'll go with musicality because I believe that is probably our main one. Counterculture studies, you can sort of tell by how many campus points it requires that it's almost like a secondary type course. So we can get 15 students in. Let's see if we can make a little bit of adjustment there. Oh yeah, the tuition fee is low, so no, I guess there is no chance that we're going to be able to make much of a change there. You know, let's actually go with the 15. I know that it's not really an ideal number. You usually want 8 or 16. But if the objective is to upgrade students as much as possible, then the best thing we can do is probably make another music room and put it in one of these areas. And then from there, we'll get more students leveling up. So more students means more leveling up and more money. And that is all we really need to start with. 2 bathrooms, 1 in each building, student union, a dormitory, shower, music room, lectern is already set to be upgraded, staff room, and a gym. So let us begin the first year and just see how this goes. 15 and 8 students. And actually, there's 8 applicants. Now let's just stick with leaving that at 8 then. Alright, here we go. Start new year. And speed up. So the room is, like, the area is already looking a lot cleaner. We have an assistant working in the student union, and run open mic nights events in the student union for live music on a budget. They'll also give our musicality students a little extra XP. Alright, so let's set that event up. And normally like I said, I don't really choose repeat every year, but let's start off every September with an open mic nights because, hey, why not? So it costs 5,000, but if the students level up from that, there is actually classes during that time, I think. So September is actually not a good time. So let's cancel that and let's schedule the open mic night for October when, there we go. Let's repeat that every October. And then we would go into the timetable to cancel and just choose delete that one. And we should get the 5,000 back. Yep, so 92,000 up to 97. So every October, they're going to be doing the open mic nights. And so there are classes in October, but it's the second half of October. It's just, you pretty much have to make a decision. So can I actually edit that? Yes, let's edit that. And let's try that for midway through November to December. All right, so how is that looking? So there's nothing during those months to work with, to worry about. So there we go. We can put that in, and we should get the maximum effect from that one. So sometimes it does pay to put a little bit more effort, but in the previous courses, you didn't really earn money or anything from those events. It's just an improved happiness. So I sort of just like clicked auto schedule and then moved on, but now it actually has a purpose. So here we go, year one. I think that's plenty of rambling for the beginning of a video. Sometimes I do tend to ramble. It's fine, I'm allowed to ramble. Right. So the students are now coming in. Their first stop is the dormitory, and yeah, I think having the door here is really going to make a difference, because otherwise it would have had to go all the way over here from all the way over here. So again, the fewer steps that they take, the better. The only thing I did forget was to put in some food, so let's quickly do that now. Let's do the drink and healthiness is down, so let's stick with the more expensive ones, and let's put those near the, let's put one of each near the dormitory. And there's already a garbage there, and now let's put the other one near the lecture hall. And we can put another garbage here because we don't have one. The only thing I didn't add yet was the clubs. I completely forgot to add the clubs. So let's do that now. What do we have to work with? So we have all this space here. So let's put the clubs along the bottom. So I think the book club is probably going to be a really good option for this one. So let's start with just the book club, and we're going to put the book club, I want it in an area that's pretty accessible. So let's line it up here so it's pretty much on their way. And that way the students are going to sign up a lot easier. And you know what? Let's put a couple around. So let's put one book club there, one book club here, and one near the dorms. So I know it's a little bit excessive to put 3 club signups down, but if we're earning money from the level ups, then we're pretty much going to want every student in the book club to get experience as quick as possible, and that's probably going to help a lot with this course, just from basic experience knowledge. So, do these sell at all? Nope. But we do need to clean up this area a bit. So while they're learning, the lectern is almost fully upgraded to level 1. Alright, so our monthly profit is minus 17,000. Not a good start, but we can clean up and get some money back. And we can just hope that as they're leveling up, so the lectern, let's upgrade that again. And money's going to be tight for the first little bit, so they want a bookworm already. Let's throw one of those in, and we'll put the bookworm, I would say outside. No, you want one that's in an area where they do go by, but also that is not going to block the hallways too much. So we are going to need to research soon, because I would imagine that this machine is probably going to get the 2 upgrades as well. So yeah, it's actually pretty good with this. I mean, the lectern is going to help out a lot. We're already seeing quite a bit of bonus from these students. I just saw a couple 2000s click through there. So if only we could turn off the monthly bonuses. But we're already in the green. Alright, now they're making another request, so a study cubicle. So we are going to need a library. Let's quickly pause and get the library put in. Now, we want one that's So that's 2 squares, and let's have it lined up so it does take up the same amount of space as the bathroom. And I don't think we really need any... We don't really have anything over here at the moment. That might change eventually, and I might redo the library. Let's actually leave 1 row empty, just in case. I mean, like I said, there's nothing there at the moment, but if I do decide that I want something in, it's easier to have 1 open square for them to walk through, rather than have to do a whole bunch of rearranging. So let's put the large library in and make it close to the door. Money-wise, we are not doing too bad. They asked for a records cubicle, and let's start with 1 cubicle first. So we're going to go with the textbook, the red, and put that in. And then we also need the records cubicle. Actually, let's just put all 3 in because, I mean, they're probably going to want the other one soon anyway. And it saves a little bit of time. So let's line that up so it's as close as possible, just to save some space. And the computer cubicle. So yeah, if you hold down Control again, then it really makes it so that you have the free range of motion. Now, I also needed the records cubicle, and I'm going to put that in the corner, and I'm not going to... Let's see about the music one. Is there a music bookcase available yet? Yes, there is a music and a counterculture, so we're probably going to need 1 of each of those, and it'll be 12,000 altogether for the 2 of them, but I think it might be worth it. So we have a music bookcase or a counterculture bookcase, and now we just need the music one. Let's put that so it's pretty close to the large library, and let's see if we can hire a decent librarian. So Iron Bladder, excellent. We have a good librarian. We've met all the requirements. September is done, and alright, continuing on. We have our library, we have our clubs, and we have the students leveling up pretty good. Our first open mic is in November, and hopefully that takes as much advantage of the students as we can. Room capacity is 19, so a lot can fit in there. And you already see that the friendships are forming. Every time you see them sitting on a bench, they're usually building up relationship points. The only thing that we want to add to that is the water cooler, because that will take the friendship from just friends to something a little bit better, best friends, and then so on and so on. So let's put a water cooler there. Let's put a water cooler beside the bathroom, and let's put 1 by the dorm. And I know it seems like there's a lot, but the water coolers are pretty cheap, and it definitely benefits. So you can also put in the car booth or the love trumpet. I think pretty much you do need both. I'm not completely sure though. I'm going to try putting in 1 love trumpet right beside the water cooler there, and then 1 somewhere over here, just to see if they can start building on those relationships. I don't want to block the door to the student union too much because you definitely don't want the clustering. And let's continue on. Okay. So I think this is already a fairly decent start. Right now the students are at a D. And we could use another we could use a private tuition room. So let's see about building that in. I mean, they're not that expensive. It's only 6,600. So let's put you in, and let's put the desks. Let's actually pause it so that I'm not running up the clock. And now we're just going to put in the required items at first, and that should be good enough. So what we have to do is we have to get a training room in soon, but they're usually around 40,000, and we don't really want to blow that yet. We are at level 5 though, so we could take out 2 loans, and we're pretty close to the next one. But yeah, level 6 is when you can take out the $250,000 loan, but at level 4 you can take out a 50 and a 100,000. So we're not quite there. We're not quite needing them yet. And okay, so we have some students failing, and they are going into the private lecture hall, so that's good. Oh, we got a bookworm. 1 kudosh. We're saved. Okay, so we have one music teacher and one counterculture teacher. Let's see about maybe hiring another music teacher, and hopefully one with private tuition would actually be good. It just doesn't look like we have one available. Nope. So, we don't need another research one. I think one person having research is enough of a bonus for everything that you would need. But we can get a counterculture teacher. We'll definitely need at least one more counterculture teacher later. I don't think we really need one now though. So let's see about the let's see if the teachers can get that going good enough. But here's the open mic night and it sounds beautiful. Listen to that mumbling. It's like Elton John reborn in a video game, even though he's still alive. Okay, so we did get a bonus from from the bugle. It's just a matter of trying to stay in the green. So I think we're pretty good for that for the most part. I mean, the lectern, just leveling that up makes the level so much easier. And we should have it pretty much at level 3 by the time the next class in January starts. So, I think all the students that we have are in there. It doesn't seem to have provided much of an experience bonus. Energy Burst, the Googles, and Serenaded. So, the lecture being upgraded and being part of the book club really helps. So this one had to go to the bathroom. I don't know why he went all the way around instead of just going straight through. But yeah, this time I'm not going to overlap any of the campuses between plots because I think that was a big mistake last time. And this month we get 0 bonus whatsoever. Alright, bat poster. We can easily put one of those in. Let's put it in the bedroom. And let's put it above one of the beds. So you have the bat watching over you. Like Batman, but with a small b. Okay, so they are leveling up. Slowly now. Yep, so we're seeing the lectern being leveled up is definitely going to make a big difference. And the more you level up the items, the better off the students are. Alright, so it looks like they are forming a bit of a lineup for the bathroom. So if 2 stalls are currently in use, let's add another one while we can. And alright, so there's currently we don't have to worry about heat in this level. We do have to maybe work on prestige a little bit. So if this goes for level 1 to 2, and this goes to level... So I'm kind of thinking that the dining table is pretty much a waste. I usually put one in, but it's the fact that it develops level 1 to 2, whereas a love bench could fit anywhere else, and it not only does it take up a lot less space, it can be put anywhere outside as well. So I think I'm going to stop using the dining tables and just stick with the arcade table and the 2-player game table. Actually, maybe I'll even stop using that one and just stick with the arcade. So let's put in the arcade table. That's entertainment, a jukebox, and a dartboard. Maybe I'll put in a crazy taxi. I know it's a bit of an investment, but it definitely seems to help out quite a bit. And they want another bat poster. No, I don't want to finish. I don't want to cancel. I want the room to save, and now we'll put the bat poster in. So let's put a bat poster pretty close to the student union. That way they can see it. Let's put it right beside the benches. That way they have easy access to it.
Sorry for the litter that you... Oh, sorry, that's mine.
Okay. I couldn't help but overhear that you don't get any money from your musicality students. That doesn't seem very fair now, does it? Well, we're doing well. We'd be more than happy to help your campus financially, provided that you show your students that the orb is the perfect shape and the perfect solution. Of course. See you rounds. Orb Club. Okay, what is Orb Club? Clubs. The orb is the perfect shape and the perfect solution. Orb club recruitments, receive money for club members, reduces club member happiness, and requires assistance. That doesn't seem worth anything. That doesn't seem very good at all. I mean, we're not doing bad financially, so I guess you could put a couple of those down. It just doesn't seem necessary right now.
Not a belief system.
Alright, so there is a bit of a queue for the machines. So let's just quickly do a copy of the drink and a copy of the food. Also a copy of the garbage bin, just so that they stay clean. No, it doesn't line up very well there, so on that side of the door. There we go. Alright, so now they're spending money a little bit quicker, they don't have to wait. And the less time that they have to wait, the better. Alright, so we've completed one open night. Let's see about putting in another. Alright, it's open night, open mic, schedule the event. Actually, I think it's probably easier to go into the timetable. So if you see that, then you see where everything is lined up. So let's create a new event and open mic, schedule it. Okay, the only problem is that I probably should have checked beforehand. So we'll cancel that. Okay, so let's put one in for March to April. And there we go. Open mic. Repeat every year. So we'll put that in. And let's put another one in. You know, I think those two are probably going to be the best spots because they'll make the most of the year. And I can't really add one to August. Actually, let's see if I can create one for the next year. So, create new events. Nope. Next year, student union. Okay. Alright, so you're not allowed to book any events for August. Alright, well, we have the open mic set. It's just, I guess we can't do anything for August. But, live and learn. I'm still sort of learning this game, and I think I'm doing pretty well so far. The only level I haven't been happy with, really, is the last one. But I think that's more because of my own screw-ups than anything. Alright, so I did see an F pop up, so let's get the students that need it into the training. Alright, so there we have an F. We don't want you failing out now, do we? And we do have a couple D's, so let's get you guys up a little bit more. So we have a bit of a lineup now for a tutor, so I think what we're going to do is we're also going to, while we have the money now, let's put in another private tutor room, do a quick copy, and put it, yeah, there's nowhere here to put it, so I think I'm going to put the other tutor room right here, and that leaves 2 squares to work with. So I think eventually I'm going to make an oddly shaped student lounge rather than just a basic square. And campus is level 6, so we're well on our way to level 15, even though we're not even halfway there yet. But now the students will hopefully get those grades up. Now let's see about hiring maybe one more teacher. So another music teacher, bottomless pits. Ooh, one that has inspiration, and even though he gets hungry easy, he has squeaky clean. But how is this one? Okay, let's go with this guy here and put him in inspiration and put him in the private tuition. So, this year's actually going pretty good. A nice clean start. Everything's looking pretty organized. We have plenty of food for them. We picked a really good club for this level. And you can just see 2000s popping above all their heads every now and then. Alright, so we are plus 1800. Not a big bonus for this month, but hey, I still think we're well ahead. So what do I feel like I'm missing? I have a library, I have a gym, I have the lecture hall. I'm definitely going to need another lecture hall soon. And I might extend this building out come the next year and just make it so that I can put another lecture hall in and A staff room, I don't know if we'll need. So yeah, come here too, I might do a little bit of rearranging and have a hallway between this lecture hall and the gym, and move the gym so it's down a little bit. But yeah, just a little bit of creative changing as far as the building goes. And then the first place I'm going to buy, this one is 35,000, so that's really affordable. This one's 60. I'm going to hold off a little bit on that. So, and this one's 85,000. So I'm going to be expanding out west first. Right. And any, okay, so we do have some requests. Romantic film wanted, you know, why not put that in? So schedule that event for April. 4,000, not really a hard investment to make. And Odyssey poster wanted. Yeah, we can do that easily. So it's wanted, must be for the lecture hall, but let's also put one over here too, and one by the dorm. One in the dorm, I think. So we'll put you above the desk. Or not. Alright, so I guess we can't put the Odyssey poster behind the desk or the garbage can. And let's see what other requests they have. So neon guitar. Alright, that we can do easily. And it's asking for it, but it's weird. Like, usually if they ask for it and you hover above a room, then they sort of want it for that room, but I'm not completely sure. And for posters and the neon guitar and other things, it doesn't hurt to have more than one around, because you always want your dorms and your campus to look as attractive as possible. So, oops, I accidentally right-clicked on that. Park bench, we can easily do that. That can go outside. And let's make two here so that it's nicely lined up with that neat little pathway there. Alright, time to continue. So to level up 150 students, I mean, we've already passed the halfway mark and we're still not even finished the first year. So we're going to get 2 open mic nights, well over 80 students leveled up, and the only thing that we're going to have trouble with is the next level for the campus, for the musicality. We have to get a training room. Alright, so they want a pastor support room. We can easily arrange that. So, pastor room. Now, there's not much room in here at the moment, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a nice little neat one here, and it's going to be three squares, and I'm going to put the door on this side so that way if people start clustering around it, it's not going to create a cluster in this area. Now, actually, we do want it so it's close to the door, because you always want students to have to walk as little as possible. Now, 450 for a door bookcase is not that expensive, and it's 2% pastor power, and the cabinet is 3%. But the cabinet is more than twice as much, so let's just stick with the bookcases for the time being. And it's not like we're going to fill up the room with a ton of those anyway. But there we go. So we have a pastor support room. Now we just need a pastor, which we do have available. Squeaky clean, but weak bladder. Good thing there's a bathroom pretty close to him. And off we go again to the races. So as I said, I am probably going to do a student lounge soon. I was originally going to make it here, but I think if I make it here, that's going to square that off a little bit cleaner. And what else can I put in? Not completely sure. So right now we are in the red a little bit because we have quite a few students, or we have quite a few staff. But that's good. They are leveling up pretty quick though, so you can see for this class it's just like 2,000, 2,000, 2,000, 2,000, 2,000, 2,000. I've yet to see them use the gym though, and I don't see any requests for the gym. Okay, they are using the gym. That dude just made me look foolish. Okay, so let's add a few more items here while we can. So some that are not too expensive. The high jump, 3,000 is not that bad. The only problem is that it takes up so much space. So let's move the rock one over to the corner, and then we can put in the high jump, even though it's a smaller room. So we got a high jump, we have the rock, and let's put in a couple exercise bikes. 2 exercise bikes should be enough. And there we go. So the room is now level 4 prestige, and the students have a bit more to work with.
Doesn't mean what you think it means.
When you see the little green circles go around them, they've reached their energetic thing, I think. So energy boost. Okay. So yeah, I think it would be energy boost. Drank a palpitation, film buff, accomplished. So maybe it was accomplished, it increased his happiness. Anyway, they're happy now. Alright, so we also need a medical office. So the medical office, let's put one in. And they are a little bit more expensive than the pastor room. You know, I think I'm going to put it beside the pastor room. And then I'm definitely going to have to do some rearranging between year 2 and 3. But let's get that in. And remember, the lecture hall is fully upgraded, so it's level 3 now, so we are getting a lot of bonus from that. And if we actually make a quick adjustment here, if you shorten the length of the building, I think you get money back. So we have 22,700. Oops. So, okay, maybe we didn't get money back. Oh well. Anyway, campus is level 7, and we're still not even at the year end, so financially we're doing pretty well so far. Yeah, I think that's between year 1 and 2, I'm going to take out all the loans and just sort of extend the hallways down, and then I have plenty of room to work with, and I might even leave 1 square between just for the students to travel across through these rooms and then back to the main dorm. But I'll decide when I get there. I haven't fully made up my mind yet what I'm fully going to do in this level, but I'm pretty happy with the way it's turning out so far, and as long as I don't make the same mistakes as I did in Pebberly, then this level should go a lot smoother, and I hope to finish by year 5 instead of year 12. Year 12, that was just absolutely terrible. Okay, so we did get some... We did get some of the gold, so we got over 4,000 students leveled up in archaeology. Yeah, there was just so many level ups, it's just the A's were coming so slowly for the first while. Scientography? Huh, okay, I don't know how I got that. 500 students join book club, we're good for that. And that's good.
This is a test announcement,
Okay.
not a real announcement.
So we got over 100 students for the first star for leveling up. 2 of 3 open mic nights, and the next one's going to take place in the next year. Yeah, our money is just not doing well right now, so at least we are over level 7. That's definitely going to help a lot. And then we have quite a bit of work to do between the years, but as long as I stay somewhat in the green, then the loans are going to help out. So they need a strength section required. Alright, we do have room for that, so let's put that in. And that's good.
End of year is approaching.
So I'm probably going to put another pastor and medical office over on this side. So if I extend the hallway out here and then put some rooms just on the back side, it's a little bit of walking for them. But I could also shorten the student union by 1 square and then move the gym over 1 so that there's still 2 squares between the main bun, but I also have another pass so that I can have a little bit easier access to some of the rooms.
The year is starting soon. Was there anything we wanted to do?
Alright, so right now we are definitely in the red. That's not good.
The end of year results have been released. Luck won't help you now.
Alright, so now cue in the music. Let's see if we got any awards. Nope, no awards, but we did get a 71%, no failures, no expulsions, no dropouts. Oh, okay, we did get an award. Student Choice, the most popular campus around, so we got 5,000 back for that. Alright, so we're not as much in the red as the was too concerned of, but we can upgrade Musicality by 1, and so we'll get 20 students in next year. Let's drop that down to 16, because rule of 8. And let's just apply that, confirm. So next year we're going to get 46 students in. We currently have enough beds for 25, so we're going to have to add another 5 beds in just so that there's no accommodation problems. And we have a bit of expansion to do between year 1 and 2. We're going to need a computer lab and another lecture theater. So, easy enough to handle the financial problems rather than just starting. We're going to take out all the loans and just work from there. So we have 390,000. So that's quite a bit to expand with, and we do have lots of room. We have all this area and all this area, so a little bit of creativity, and I should have the second year looking a lot better. So 1 star is not too far off. It's just I have to get the training room in, and maybe I'll get lucky and get a teacher that has level 4, and then it's just 1 training course away from getting the 1 star. This one is about to finish. This one I'm not too concerned about. And the campus level, you get just by building up, so we'll see how close I am starting the second year. But till then, thanks for watching. See you next time. Have a good night.